everyone, my name is Shivani Tyagi, your philosophy and ethics teacher. So as we were discussing about Mimamsa, so before learning Mimamsa, this is very important to understand that Mimamsa did not say that whatever is written in Vedas is wrong. They did not question it. They question about it. So whatever the rituals are there, right? So they try to understand the logical reasoning behind it, like why we are performing it, what we'll get after performing it, and what type of karma we'll have, what type of things we'll get after performing all these things. So these were the type of questions that Mimamsa was asking. And if you meet someone and if he or she says that Vedas have certain problems, then I think that person should read Mimamsa, because Mimamsa have like all logical reasoning that Vedas are providing, right? So now in the last class we discussed that what dharma is, right, as duty prescribed by Vedas. Like whatever is written in Vedas, like we should follow those rituals, and by following those rituals, we'll go towards dharma. Right now, karma is basically ritual action and its consequences. Karma means ritual action that produces invisible results, right? Which is apurva. So apurva is like invisible action that is basically done, right? Whatever reaction is going to happen, it is going to happen later on, right? If you are planting seed today, then that tree is going to give fruits, right? Or the results later on, right? So that is apurva. Those actions are going to generate the consequences later on. So that is apurva. So these results maintain cosmic balance between rhythm and social harmony, right? For example, planting a seeds and result comes later, as I explained it to you. Then performing rituals, then unseen merit, punya arises later as peace, prosperity, or heaven. So if you are doing something good, you are performing these rituals that are mentioned in Vedas, they are going to provide you result also. You will have the consequences, the good consequences, but they are going to come later on, which is apurva, right? And this is what karma is in Mimamsa, right? So karma is the doing that sustains order in the universe and society. And earth means purpose, like why we are doing it, right? The goal of ritual is, if you want basically there are different things that are mentioned in Mimamsa, that if you are doing it for the to have some purpose for yourself or for your good deeds, right? So that will give us positive result. But if you are doing that to harm someone, or you are sacrificing something for to basically give something in a negative way, so that's basically artha, right, which gives us negative reasons. So this is why it is important to understand that Mimamsa and Vedas, they did not basically glorify the actions, the violence, right? They were against it, as any other Indian philosophy, like we take Buddhism, we take Jainism, or even Charva. Basically they were against the violence, against, they did not glorify any of the negative actions that people, especially in today's life, we all have, right? So this is what it says, and this is why they differentiated the artha. They try to understand that whatever the purpose you have, for any reason you are doing it, make sure that the reason is for good deeds. If you are doing it for wrong reasons, then consequences or karma will be in the same way, right? So there are two kinds of result. First is worldly, which is health, reign, prosperity, social well-being, and second is transcendental, which is spiritual merit, peace, heaven, right? So make sure that whatever you are doing it for, the reason is valid. So they did not believe in the glorification of violence or harming others, right? So this is the theory of dharma, karma, and artha in Mimamsa. Now, when we talk about epistemology, epistemology as it talks about knowledge of pramanas, right? Means of knowledge, like what did they believe on, right? So Mimamsa accepted three main pramanas: perception, inference, and testimony. Perception, that there is like direct contact of the object, right? Inference is basically through analyzing, concluding something, you are understanding that knowledge, and then testimony is through test, right? Through shabda, you are understanding. So pratyaksha, perception, anumana, inference, and shabda, which is testimony. Since Vedas are eternal and authorless, apurushaya, right? So according to them, they are not written by anyone and they are existing forever, right? They were never vanished, or they are not going to vanish ever, right? And they are not written by any god or any human, right? They are so perfectly written that there is no chance that any mistake is going to be there. So this is what they believed on. The Vedas says they perform Agnihotra to attain heaven. So even if we can't see or infer how the Vedic word itself is the proof. So if it is written in Vedas that performing Agnihotra will give us certain things, right? Then it is true according to Mimamsa, right? Why? Because it is written in Vedas, right? So Apurva, you are going to understand that why we are doing these rituals, what is the reason of doing these rituals, and how they are going to give us benefit, right? So these things are written in Mimamsa. All logical reasoning is happening there. So why Shabda is supreme? Because perception and inference are limited to physical world, right? So according to Mimamsa, Shabda is supreme because these are like written by Apurushaya. They are not written by any humans. They are not written by God. They are basically eternal. They are existing forever, right? This is why they believe in Vedas. They are written. They are in testimony, right? So this is why they believe, and they are basically valid means of knowledge. They have like more authority towards Shabda, towards this testimony. Now let's understand. Mimamsa is like grammar teacher of Indian philosophy, right? Which develops a logical method called hermeneutics, which is the science of interpreting sacred text. So basically, prakarna, which is like meaning depends on wherever the words appears, and current sound is like sacred power. So cementing is like word meanings. You have to understand whatever is written there. It is exactly said as it is written there. If you are pronouncing it wrong, right, then it can have dual meaning. So make sure that whatever is written in Vedas, you are pronouncing it rightly, right? Otherwise, two words meaning can arise, right? Next, we have resolving contradictions. When two Vedic lines conflicts, Mimamsa uses logic to harmonize them. So if there are like contradictions, if there is a paragraph and there are like two lines of the same context is happening, right? So this Mimamsa is like explanatory, which explains that why those two lines are written in that way, right? So context decide meanings. The clear command, which is vidhi, right, has higher value than praise, that is arthvavara. So for example, sun drinks water, sun absorbs moisture. So these are two different things. So basically it says that Vedas is not directly saying that yes, sun actually drinks water. It means that it basically absorbs moisture, evaporates. Basically Mimamsa is like science, right? Giving logical reasoning to it. That if Vedas is saying that sun drinks water, it actually does not mean that it is drinking water. It means that it absorbs water. So it is like symbolically they said it, but it is not actually meaning, right? So linguistic precision, that syntax, studying sentence structure to find the real command. So in this they explains that it is not actually as Vedas describe. So you have to understand the logical meaning of it. The reasoning should be given to it, right? So the basically context should be there, syntax should be there, understanding should be there. Then only we'll be able to understand the reason behind those Vedas and behind those rituals. Now let's talk about rituals, apurva, and ethics. So, rituals are the heart of religion. They keep both cosmic order, that is Riti, and social harmony intact, right? And the Mimamsa classified rituals into three types. Now, what are those three types? First is Namitika, which is like occasional duties, right? And first is Nitya Karma, which is like daily duties that you have to do every day, right? They are not going to give you any negative things. They are not going to give you any positive effect instantly, but yes, they are going to keep you calm and composed, right? So these daily activities, these daily duties are there. Then we have occasional duties, which is Namitika Karma. So Namitika Karma is basically they are done on special occasions, right? For example, there are certain rituals, right? There are certain rites that you have to do. So in one festivals, on Diwali, on Holi, right, we do certain rituals, right? So these are like occasionally they are done, right? Namittika they are called. Next we have Kamya Karma. They are basically desire-based duties. Because you want something in return, that is why we are doing it, right? There are certain yagyas, right, that we do, to have calmness in our home or to have like, money. So all these things are basically Kamya Karma. So these three types of karmas, rituals are done in Mimamsa theory. Now, Apurva is basically invisible link, as I've explained to you, that every correct ritual creates an unseen spiritual force called Apurva that might not be giving you instant result, but in future it is going to give you result. So that is apurva, right? Planting seed today won't give you like instant fruits, right? But later on it will give you fruits. So that is apurva. Now ethical dimension is that ethic is doing your duty, right? So in this Mimamsa, ethical dimension is doing duty, which is basically written in Vedas, the rituals that are written in Vedas, right? So this is ethical dimension in Mimamsa. Now intention still matters. Ritual must be done sincerely, not for show, and not to harm someone else. This is written in Mimamsa that you should not do those rituals. You should not harm anyone. This is why it is important to understand these Vedas. Whatever is written in Vedas, the logical reasoning is written in Mimamsa. They are the explanation of those. So if you like this series, I'll come with another part of this. Till then, thank you.